Hello and welcome. This is Rhea Swit. I'm a digital designer with 25 years of experience in the apparel and accessories industry. I'm currently a professor of instruction at Columbia College, Chicago, where I teach digital pattern making with Browzwear Stitcher. To make things simple, I created a flat sketch of our basic T-bottom tote. You have your measurements here. You can take a screenshot of this and import it into Stitcher for easy reference. Let's get started by creating our workspace. I'm here in a new document with my 2D window and my 3D window open. I currently have the bag avatar selected in my avatars. If you don't have the bag avatar, go ahead and go into File, Import from Cloud. Under Avatars, you can download Bag's avatar. For this project that we're working on, the avatar measurements have been updated to fit the size of the tote bag that we are going to be constructing. I've already got my avatar updated with the measurements of the tote that I'm going to be constructing. I'm also going to bring in those measurements. So I'm just going to create a simple 10 by 10 rectangle. And in my artwork, I'm going to bring in a screenshot of my overall measurements. This is going to be a really great reference for me. I'm going to work primarily in the 2D window to create my basic shapes. The first shape I want to create is the front of the bag. I know that the width is 18 inches, so I'm going to create half of it at 9 inches, and I know that the height is 13 inches. I have half of my bag. The gusset of my bag is going to be 4 inches, which means I need 2 inches on both my front and my back pattern to be accounted for. In order to make this, I'm going to start plotting out points to create my gusset. My first point is going to be on the right side, 2 inches from the bottom, and I'm going to make that a corner point. My second point is going to be also on the bottom, starting from the right side, 2 inches in, and I will also make that a corner point. Perfect. I now have my corner points. I'm going to use the guides and I'm going to snap to point to make sure that my guide is right there on that line. That's my horizontal guide. And now I'll drag in a vertical guide. This area right here where the guides are intersecting is my gusset. Here's my bottom gusset now, and here is my side gusset. I'm going to subtract this area by using the pen tool. I'm going to turn off edit points. And I am just going to draw, I'm going to snap to guideline as well, the shape that I need here. That's the intersection of my vertical and my horizontal guideline. I'm going to remove these guidelines momentarily. I am going to extend and shrink to edges, and then I'm going to convert this angled line that I have to an edge. Now I have the basis of my front pattern. So I've got corner points on all my edges. In addition, I'm going to want to add a corner point up here, 2 inches in. This is going to be a knot, and it's going to show me exactly where my gusset starts. The next thing I want to do is I want to create my pocket pattern. My pocket pattern is a measurement of 5 inches tall and 7 inches wide. So I'm going to also make this a half pocket at 3.5. And I know that I want this pocket to come and sit somewhere here 1 inch down. So in order to do that, I'm going to insert a point 1 inch down. I'll make it a notch and I'll make sure it's 1 inch. Got an extra phantom point there. You can always delete those. And now I have my pocket placement. I'm going to select the exterior lines and I'm going to trace those as internal lines. And then I'll move my pocket back off. I'd like to create the handles. So I'm going to insert a rectangle. My handles are 1.25 inches wide by 24 inches long. And I know that my handles are going to start right at the edge of this pocket. So I can mark on this handle that I want to point 6 inches directly from the bottom. I'll do another point here. 6 inches from the bottom. I will select my 2 points and make them corner points. I'll do the same thing at the top, 6 inches, make it a corner point. I'll do the same thing here, making it 6 inches. Perfect. All right, so those are the basic patterns. I'm going to delete this reference that I have now that I have everything that I need, and I am going to open my patterns by creating edge symmetry, and then I'm going to cancel the symmetry for both sides. I don't want the symmetry when I'm stitching. It becomes really confusing. I'm going to do the same thing here. Before I clone my front pattern to make my back pattern, I forgot that I needed to add my lines for my strap. So I'm going to place the strap on the front of the pattern. I am going to align it right next to that pocket. It's going to snap to point. How about we snap it to edge? And I am going to trace as internal lines. So now I know exactly where my straps go, and I'm also able to stitch my strap onto the pattern. Now I can clone my front and my back. I'm only cloning the shape only, and I can clone my straps. I'm going to create edge symmetry. This will be the front of my pattern. This will be the back of my pattern. I'll remove that pocket. We don't need it. And there you have it. You have the basic patterns for a T-bottom tote. We've got our front, we've got our back, we've got our straps, and we've also got our pocket. In our next video, we are going to arrange the patterns, simulate them, add materials, and stitch our tote together for our final look. Be sure to hit like and follow. I'll see you in the next video.